Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In this video, I want to show you my LinkedIn and X workflow. If you want to replicate this or you want to create this for yourself, this is a very simple but powerful workflow. I know when you look at the workflow, it might look intimidating. I have a lot of nodes here, but believe me when I tell you this workflow is very simple and I'm going to go through it with you. So before I go in depth, let me just give you a summary of the workflow. First, we have our LinkedIn and Twitter schedule. First, the upper part goes to LinkedIn, and then this other side goes to Twitter or X, right? Here I have my content advisor. Basically, this particular workflow advised me on what to post on LinkedIn and what to post on Twitter. I get the message every single day. And here I have the content analysis. Using the Epify node, we are scraping content on LinkedIn and Twitter to see what works in the previous week. And then this AI, this particular workflow here, will give me advice based on what we got in this place. And then the last workflow is a job hunt workflow. Here we are looking for jobs on LinkedIn that fit our qualification and then applying to those jobs. Now that that is out of the way, let's break down this workflow. All right. Whenever I create a video, I want to post that video on Twitter and on LinkedIn, right? But I don't want the same caption on the video. So I post the video and the script, and then the AI will write the caption based on the platform. If I go to the Google Sheet, let me open that and show you how that looks like. Here in the Google Sheet, you have the video script, you have the video link, and you have the photo link. So let me try and break it down, right? The video script contains the things I said in the video. This is what the AI will use to write caption for LinkedIn and for Twitter. In the video link, here you have the link of the video, and I'm using Cloudinary, right? I'm using Cloudinary to post this. I tried using Google Drive and it didn't work for some reason. So I use Cloudinary. It's very easy to use Cloudinary. All you have to do is to sign up, post the video there, and copy the video link. So when you copy the video link, in my own workflow, the video link is in column C. So I'll post the video link here. And then based on this video script, I'm going to create an image, and I'll show you why I'm creating the image in a moment. I'm going to create an image. I will create an image and then put the image link in column D. In column B, you have the video script, right? Okay. Now let's go back to our N8N. The first node that we have here is a Google Sheet trigger. Whenever I add a new video or whenever a new row is added in our Google Sheet here, this workflow will begin. In the workflow, we have the AI. I'm going to open the AI. In the AI, this is our prompt message, right? We said, here's the video script for a video I'm about to post on LinkedIn, because this particular workflow is for LinkedIn. And then I'm going to give it the video script and tell the AI to turn this video script into a LinkedIn caption, right? Because we want the AI to write the post for LinkedIn. When posting on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn, you have to use different caption, right? Here's the system message telling the AI how the AI is going to write the caption. Here we have the body, the hook, and the CTA. We can always change any of these prompts right here to fit your voice. If you have an example of how you write caption, you can feed it to the AI. All right. So that is for the system message. You can pause the video. You can pause the video and copy it right here. I also have a fallback model, a fallback AI model, because I'm using Gemini AI and I didn't pay. So I noticed that the AI kept misbehaving. So I have a fallback model. If there's an error in this AI, it falls back to my DeepSeek. Here I have a human in the loop node, which is my WhatsApp node right here. Whenever the AI writes the message, I get a notification to approve the message. Though I turned it off for now, I wanted to just post to LinkedIn, but please always turn it on. You approve the message before it goes to LinkedIn. Now, how are we posting on LinkedIn? We are using the buffer node. You can also use the LinkedIn node, but I prefer to use the buffer node. To set up the buffer node, you are going to go to buffer. So go to your browser you go to Buffer. I've talked about Buffer before in a previous video. All you have to do is to go to Buffer, log into your Buffer account. All right, I'm having a bit of network issue in Buffer, but basically what you want to do is to log into Buffer and connect your account. You connect your LinkedIn, your X, your TikTok, your Instagram account. You can connect your social media account to your Buffer. After connecting your account, you can see I'm having a bit of network issue. After connecting your account, you are going to go to setting and create your API key. When you create your API key, you come here, create new credential, put the access token here and click on save. It's very easy and very straightforward. In the service, you are going to pick the service you want to post your content to. In this particular workflow, we are posting to LinkedIn. If you are posting to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you are going to pick it. And that is why I love using Buffer, because you don't need to think about TikTok API, LinkedIn API, X API. You don't need to think about those different API. All you need is your Buffer API, and then you connect your social media to your Buffer account. When connecting your social media to your Buffer account, you don't really need to do much. All you have to do is just click Fill button, and then you connect the account. Here you are going to see the client name or the client ID. You pick your name. Definitely it's going to be your name after you put your API key. Here we have the test. We are taking the test from the AI. That is the test right here. In the scheduling type, there's automatic and there's notification. There's no need for us to discuss that. In the share mode, you can either share now or click on recommended time. If you click on recommended time, Buffer is going to post the video or the image based on the recommended time for that particular platform. You can also save to draft and then work on it later. On the asset, you are going to pick the type of asset you want to post. There's video, there's image, there's link, and there's document. In this particular workflow, we are using video. All right. Here you have the URL. The URL is coming from this video link. You know, I told you I will post the video link in column C. So I'm taking this video link. If I run the workflow, so let me go back. I run the workflow so that you guys will see how that look like. I can go to my Google Sheet trigger. You see the video link here. All you have to do is to drag this video link into this URL and make sure it's on expression and not fixed. If you have the video thumbnail, if you create the video thumbnail, you can also post it on Cloudinary and create a column for it. Then all you have to do is to drag it to this side. You just pick like this and drag it here. Make sure it's in expression and not fixed. So when you do this, you automatically post to LinkedIn or to X or to Twitter, whatever platform you are posting to. Here we have the update Google Sheet row, because after posting, I want to update the Google Sheet row. I also have a message to my Gmail telling me that I've posted on LinkedIn or on Twitter. After posting the video, there's a wait node of 24 hours, right? There's a wait node of 24 hours, which is 1 day. You have another AI here. This AI is writing a post, not a caption for a video. The work of this AI is to write a post. The AI is looking at this video script that we have here and is going to turn that into a post for LinkedIn. And when the AI writes the post, same thing, we are going to drag the input and put it here. Then in the assets, we'll put the image URL. If I go back to my Google Sheet, you see I have video link and photo link. The photo link is what I'm going to put here. Let me open it for you again. You go to our Google Sheets node. You have the photo link here. All I have to do is to drag it to this URL, change the asset type to image. All right. So that is for LinkedIn. And I did the same thing on Twitter, right? So it's the same workflow. The only difference is the platform. The AI is writing for Twitter, not for LinkedIn. Because when writing for Twitter and when writing for LinkedIn is two different strategies. All right. If I open this, you can see the prompt message is different. Say, yes, a video script for a video I'm about to post on X. All right. And then if I open the system message, let me open the system message for you. You can see the system message right here. So the workflow is the same. The only difference is the platform. All right. If I open my buffer node, you can see the test, which is the caption from the AI. And then you have the video URL. So the same thing. 24 hours later, we post the image on Twitter. Whenever we post a video on LinkedIn, we want to turn that video into a post. right? So we'll create an image and turn the video into a post. This workflow advised me on what to post on LinkedIn and basically a reminder, right? I don't really know how to use LinkedIn and X. So this workflow every single morning tells me what to post. So we have a daily schedule trigger here. All right. There's a daily schedule trigger. So every 9 a.m., I get a message from the AI. All right. Now, if you look at this AI, this is DeepSeek. That's the model I'm using. And then you have the AI advice. So whenever the AI gives me advice, I always save it in my Google Sheet. If I go back to the Google Sheet, you have AI advice here. So these are the list of advice that the AI has given to me for the past, I think, 6 to 8 days now. Now I'm going to tell you why we are saving this in the Google Sheet, right? Before the AI gives me any advice, the AI will have to go through the Google Sheet, this get row Google Sheet, to check the advice the AI has given me before. All right, that is the first thing the AI will do. Then the AI will look through our weekly content, content that I've done well during the week. Not from me, we are scraping content I did well during the week, right? So the AI is going to look at the weekly content. If I go back to the Google Sheet, you see we have something called weekly content here. These are posts that, did very well on LinkedIn and on Twitter. Our Twitter and our LinkedIn account is connected to the AI using the buffer MCP, right? We are still using buffer. That's why connecting your social media to your buffer account is very important. It makes this very simple, right? So what does this buffer MCP do? It basically gives the AI access to our social media account to see the posts we have made, the one that did very well, posts that didn't really do well, so that the AI will have enough information to give us accurate advice. Now, okay, you might be wondering why I always have two LLM here, a basic LLM and an AI agent. It's because every time I use this AI agent, for some reason, the AI agent always add comment to the output. I tried to remove the comment, it wasn't working. I just felt like, let me just create another agent for that. So I have a basic LLM agent here that takes the response from this agent and clean it up. After cleaning it up, we output in a structured output. You can save the output on Google Sheets and also send it to us on WhatsApp. Whenever the AI sends us the advice on WhatsApp, I always reply. Not because I need to reply, but because of WhatsApp or Meta API issue. I don't really want to go to Meta, start creating a new template and paying for the messages. Whenever the AI message me, I always reply so that the next message I will get will be free. If you don't understand everything I just said, let me know in the comment section. I will make a full video on Meta API. So here we have the weekly content advisor, but not really an advisor, basically a content scraper. Here we are scraping LinkedIn. Here we are scraping X, right? We are basically taking videos that did well on LinkedIn and videos that did well on X, and then we are feeding those data into the AI. The AI will look at the data and then it's going to give us a structured output. So that's for the weekly content. And if you don't know how to set up your Epify, let me know in the comment section or make a video on that, because we are taking all the data, we are scraping S and LinkedIn using the Epify node. If you want me to make a detailed video on Epify, let me know in the comment section. It's very easy to set up your Epify account. You can see our query here. Maximum item is 20. These are the search, AI automation, and all of that. The query type is top, right? Currently go through the Epify node in this video, but if you want me to make a video on that, let me know in the comment section. The last workflow that we have here is the job scraper, the job workflow, jobs on LinkedIn. I don't really know the name I'm going to give this workflow, if I'm being honest with you. But let me just go through the workflow, right? Here we have our schedule trigger. This schedule trigger is with interval, so every week. I could have done 3 days interval, but every week, right? You also have another Epify node here. This Epify node basically scrapes jobs on LinkedIn, right? We are scraping jobs on LinkedIn. Here we have the edit node because we want to, clean it out, take the data that we need and leave the other unnecessary stuff behind. Okay. Here you have our Google Sheet node. The reason we have this Google Sheet node is to compare the jobs we are getting from Epify with the jobs we have actually applied for, or the jobs we are trying to apply for, right? We don't want to apply for the same job twice. So we want to remove duplicate, right? Here we have our Google Sheets node and we are feeding it into the compare database set. Here you have the input A, which is the data we are getting from Epify. We have the Google Sheet node, which is the input B. And then we only want data from A, right? We don't want the same data. We don't want different. We don't want data in B. We only want data in A. The input, the data that is found only, we want data that is found only in A, right? So after we get those data in A, which are jobs we have not applied for, we still want to filter this job a little bit before the jobs get to the AI. You don't want to feed all of those data to the AI. It might get a bit overwhelming, right? So here we are looking at the job title. We are taking jobs on AI automation, N8N expert, automation, Zapier, make. Those keywords must be in the job title, right? If it's true, it goes to the AI. The AI look at the job, look at it very well. If I open this AI, this is the work of this AI. This AI is looking at the job title, the company description. It's looking at everything about this job and is going to evaluate the job based on our qualification, right? If I open the system prompt, you can see the system prompt here. You can pause this video and screenshot the system prompt. This is where we are telling the AI the kind of jobs we want to apply for. And then this AI is going to rate the jobs, okay? So when this AI rates the jobs, we have another if node here. If the job is equals to pursue, because we have 3 criteria, there's pursue, there's leave, and all of that, right? If the recommendation is equals to pursue, we are going to move it to the next LLM, all right? We'll move it to this LLM. This LLM will write a letter. The job of this LLM is to write a letter for the company, right? But I'm not applying automatically. I want to do that myself because I don't believe the job of AI is to do everything for you. When the AI writes the letter, I look at the company, I'll be like, okay, is this good or not? And then I will message the company myself. I don't want the AI to message the company for me. So that's the job of this AI. When this AI is done, we are going to save it in our database and then we'll receive a message on our WhatsApp. All right. So it is this database that we have here. If I go back, that is what we are comparing in this place. So if this was a bit complex, I'm sorry, I'll try to make detailed video on Epify and some other node you need to know how to use in this place. I just wanted to give you like a summary of how to create something like this. And if there are stuff you didn't understand, let me know in the comment section. If there are things you want me to talk about on N8N and automation, how to use AI to create AI themes, let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.